Hi, welcome to the Somerset Roundtable. My name is Virgil Pacheco, and I'm here with Betty Ponce, my co-host. We'd like to welcome you to the show. Our show is a spin-off to the Positively Somerset page, where the intent of our show is to highlight all events and communicate all Somerset. We'd like to extend an invite to businesses, nonprofits, community leaders, and department heads, and ultimately give the citizens a voice. We have two very interesting guests today, and I will let Betty go ahead and introduce them.
Thank you, Virgil. We're very happy to be with you again this afternoon. We're very pleased to have with us this afternoon two guests whose faces are probably very familiar to many people who live here in Somerset. We are very pleased to have the Director of the Council on Aging, Traci Thibault, and her able-bodied assistant and fun person, Sheila Weinberg, who's familiar to all of us. We're very pleased to have you here and share with the townsfolk and with us what the Council on Aging is all about. So maybe we want to start with maybe a little bit of the history as to how you, and then how you became involved.
The Council on Aging was formed in 1973 with a part-time position. It was, I don't know the gentleman's name, but they gave him 12 hours a week, so 2 days for recreation only. There was nothing else, it was just recreation 2 days a week. And then that continued until 1981, and then in 1982, I guess the gentleman passed away, and Michelle D'Alessandro was hired in his place. It went to 18 hours a week, 3 days a week. And they just, it was recreation and stuff. And then in 1985, the selectmen approved 20 hours a week. And then in 1994, there was so much more that the Council on Aging could do besides recreation, services and so on. They moved over to the old Pottersville School. And it's been there since then. Mm-hmm. I jumped in 1997 as an intern. From Bristol Community College, and so I did it was basically volunteer stuff because it was an intern. And then when I graduated from BCC, I was hired part-time 18 hours a week as an office aide at the Council on Aging. And then in 2007, they made the position of director's assistant, and I was given that position. And then when Michelle retired in 2013, that's when I became the director. So I've been there for a lot of years. So I'm very well known over there. Very proud to be in my position. Absolutely love seniors are my passion. So I've been working with them for over 20 years. Starting out as a CNA in the nursing homes and so on, and just going from there. When they were interviewing me, when the selectmen were interviewing me for my position as the director, the one thing they asked me was, what do you want to see at the senior center? And all I could think of was bigger and better. More programs, more ways to help the seniors, bring more seniors into the center. And I think Sheila can attest to that we've done that. I still want more, because I always want more, but I think there's a lot more programs going on than before. There's a lot more people visiting the center. And I don't know if you have anything to say about that, but...
Oh, yes. When, I learned Mahjong, and I had to go to Easton to learn. And then I wanted to find somewhere closer to home because I got stuck in a snowstorm and there was no plows on 138 and had to sleep over in Easton. Luckily, it was a friend of mine that I had known for a long time. And I wanted to find out a place that I could go to play Mahjong. And I found they just started a program at, I call it Pottersville Place, because some people don't like you to say the senior center. It is, but we have people from 55 to 95. So we don't throw anyone out.
No.
We let everyone in. And I started to teach it so I could get more people to be interested in it. And I must have taught 80 to 100 people. And we started with that. We had there was some ladies that were doing exercises in our room, and we had to fold chairs and tables and then put them back up when we came there. So that kind of stopped because luckily we had someone come and they did our room over. So now we have a real game room. We have new tables. We have chairs that they got donated from a restaurant, and we even have our own tree.
Which Sheila decorated.
Yeah, the Jewish girl decorated it with Christmas balls. So, and we have different, and we were the Purple Dragons, but I didn't like that because it was kind of hard to do a tournament with dragons. So I call us now the Purple Peacocks at Pottersville Place. But Tracy's unbelievable. She didn't pay me to say this. Anything we want, if she helps us. She lets us do things. We bring people in. We play canasta now. And there's no reason for anyone over 60 or anyone that wants to come. We have cards there. We play, they play pitch in the big room. There's bingo. That's everyone's favorite. But if you see me playing bingo, I won't even tell you what to do with me.
Sheila's not a bingo person.
But we play mahjong
But there's something
2
for
days
everybody.
a week. Yes,
There's
in
something for
fact,
everyone.
Betty here, I was asked to teach mahjong for the second half, which is, what would you describe?
It's a learning organization.
And Betty came to learn, and she was going to Florida. We made sure she knew how to play, because you can't learn it one day. And she was very good at it, I must say that. She was a good student.
I had good teachers.
And we started off, we told them we could have 6 people to learn, and we ended up with 14. And I think they all enjoyed it.
They did. So you've seen this evolve from a strictly play or recreational group into what it's become today.
Right.
Could you tell us some of the other offerings that you have for people in the town?
We do a lot. We, besides the card playing and the bingo, we have exercise groups. We have a Tai Chi class on Mondays. That's the very slow moving exercise, very good for balance. We have on Tuesdays and Thursdays a regular aerobic exercise class, which is a little more cardio. And right now we just received a grant from MCOA, Mass Council on Aging, for $1,000 for the next 12 weeks to put in some fall prevention into that exercise class. And so now instead of $4 per class, for the next 12 weeks, we're only charging $2 per class because we got a little bit of funding to help with the cost of
The
that.
osteoporosis class.
Osteoporosis is on Mondays and Thursdays. They use light weights and just to help strengthen your muscles and your bones and things. I noticed that we're getting a lot of the seniors now want to be more active. They don't want to just sit and play bingo, even though bingo is like our biggest draw. But I see so much more like, what do you have besides bingo? They want to see the exercise. They want to see the card playing. They want,
Knitting.
We just brought in knitting and crocheting along with adult coloring on Thursday mornings. We have probably a group of about 5 or 6, but they absolutely love it, and I'm hoping that it grows. Just a little social time. A lot of these seniors are home by themselves, looking for something to do just to get out and socialize. And So it's a good thing.
Research has shown, research has borne out that if people are social, if they remain active socially and connected with people like folks, kindred souls, that they're likely to have a better quality of life and a longer quality of life.
Well, it's unbelievable because someone can read about one of the programs and come in and they didn't, like no one brought them in, and they'll come in, they'll know half the group that's there because a lot of them grew up together. I didn't. I grew up in Boston. But they know each other. They come in and not thinking they're going to know anyone, and they do a lot. They go out to eat. If you think seniors are just sitting home, forget it. They play bocce. They bowl. This is not at the center. Maybe we'll get a bowling alley. What do you think? They do
We
all
can do
kinds
Wii
of
bowling.
things. Oh, we were going to do,
Actually,
what's the one with the boards and you throw the bean bags?
Shuffleboard?
No.
Cornhole.
Cornhole. We have
Cornhole.
someone that would teach them cornhole and give us a set. But it's just, you can't even get a parking space some days.
That is a problem. That is a problem.
It's a nice problem to have, though.
Sheila
but
keeps telling the selectmen,
I
and
had
she
it-
keeps saying we need to purchase all those homes and knock them down so we can make a bigger parking lot.
Well, no, I had to speak to the COA board and I told, you need to take those houses down. There's nowhere to park.
So in addition to some of those recreation items, I know you guys also provide meals on
We
wheels.
have a meal site that we serve meals at 11:30 Monday through Friday. It's a $2 donation. It's the same meal that Bristol Elder Services provides for the Meals on Wheels. We don't have a lot of people come in there, but we do have a few that come every single day that, that's what they look forward to.
There's Carlos, he does puzzles. We got a million puzzles. There's books. You can take them and bring them back. And there's, the pool table.
Pool table, hockey table, air hockey table. We have that down in the TV
So
room.
you can
So
just-
there's a lot of things that weren't there before that are in place now. My feeling is that the senior center belongs to the seniors. It's not my center. I'm the director, but yet I don't live there. It's not my place. It belongs to the seniors. And I always, and Sheila knows this, I'm always asking people what they want. What do you want to see here at the center? When you come in, is it coloring that you want? Is it, cards that you want? And the more ideas that I get, the more, if I can make something happen, I'll make it happen. Like I said, it's their center. I want them to feel welcome. I want them to come in and do what they enjoy doing, not what I just dream up that I think they like, So, and that's what Sheila started out with Mahjong just on Mondays. She asked me if they could do Thursdays too. So I'm like, Mondays and Thursdays. Yeah, the room's available. The more, space that we use up all week long, the better it is. I mean, if people are walking into an empty place, it's useless.
Yeah, but they can just come and watch TV or...
Right, and then she asked about canasta. So Wednesdays they do canasta. So there is a lot more going on. There is a lot more people coming in.
Making connections.
Yes, absolutely.
other seniors.
For the
They
last
become
couple years,
friends.
Sheila's done a Mahjong tournament on a Sunday afternoon. I go in and open the building and I assist her in helping out with some
We
raffles
can't
and stuff
forget
like
Sue,
that.
though.
Sue, yes, my assistant.
I am not the assistant.
No, you are you are a volunteer. And I couldn't do a lot without my volunteers because we have a very small staff. It's
True.
myself and Sue Oliveira is my assistant. And we do have an office aide that works 15 hours a week. So very small staff, a lot of stuff happening, phones ringing, people coming in, activities going on. So I have to say the thing that I like most about my job is that it's always different. I walk in, when I pull up in the morning, I have no idea what's going to go on today. We come across many things.
Well, tell her what else you do about the seniors that come in, and you have the man that does the...
We have Shine Counseling that comes in to do healthcare counseling. That's
which
by
is?
appointment. Shine is Senior Health Information Needs of Elders. That's what it stands for. Shine for short. But there's a volunteer that comes in and he will help with any kind of insurance issues. If you need to apply for different insurances, if you think your prescription coverage is too, it's not covering what you're taking. They can plug all that into the computer and help you find a better plan that best suits you.
Podiatrist.
They're wonderful, the Shine Council. We have a podiatrist that's been with us probably for about 17 years now, Dr. Alan Leachin. He comes in the first and fourth Wednesday of every month to do toenails. He does charge, but he does accept insurance. So it's...
Not Blue Cross.
But he makes himself available.
He is available.
Oh, and
yes.
he has this little room set up. He has a chair and a painting, and in one of the closets.
It's not a closet. We've made it a room.
But you also have the
It
town
is.
nurse
It's
that's
like-
We
housed-
have the town
yeah.
nurse that's
She's-
there on Wednesdays and Thursdays all day, and then she's there on Friday mornings. She's wonderful to have in the building. Of course, we have a building full of seniors, so they're always there wanting their blood pressures checked and, asking her questions about different things. So she's wonderful. I'd love to have her there Monday
resource.
through Friday,
She's
but
good.
she's because we share her with Swansea, she's only able to be there 2.5 days a week. But she's wonderful. She's,
And what about all the calls? I always come in and then I leave and stop in the office to check on things, and she's always on the phone. Her desk is always like this.
a mess. Go ahead, you can say it.
Well,
Papers everywhere.
it's not really a mess. She's very busy.
It's organized
But
chaos.
she's always on the phone with someone that has a problem that she's solving, and Sue is too, and getting rides to people. That's another thing. If you'd like to come to the senior center and you don't drive, you just call. The van will come and pick you up.
Yep. We
And
do
they
have a
also
transportation service. Yeah.
What else they do? They take you to
We go to church
Walmart.
services on Monday.
on Sunday.
Sorry, Sunday, not Monday. Thank you. We go to church service on Sunday. Monday through Friday, our van, we have 2 vans on the road.
Most of
Monday
the
through
time.
Thursday, we have a daycare van. Because our senior center does not have a daycare facility for seniors, that's another thing people think. I'm not going to the senior center. There's all old people in wheelchairs, and I don't, you know what I mean? I'm too active.
It's a different
A
designation.
lot of the senior centers do have daycare centers, but we do not. We are an open door. People come and go. If people are at that, place in their life where they need assistance, with things, toileting and medicine and all of that, and have any dementia or anything like that, we refer them to our daycare centers, which there's some in Fall River, there's one in Swansea, and there's one in Dighton. The ones in Swansea and Dighton we transport to for free for our Somerset residents.
Wow.
And so our senior center is very able-bodied people that come in and out. A lot of them drive themselves, so I want to get the word out more that we are not a senior. We don't sit around and watch movies, and that's
it's more
okay
of a
for
gathering
people that
social club.
right.
Oh
there's a
yeah.
lot- right.
Some
For
days
elders.
we
Right.
Some
Active.
days
It's like a club.
For active elders.
Right.
some days we have more fun than others.
Now, one of the things that was interesting when I stopped by the other day was you're also tied in with the Little Red Schoolhouse. And
Correct.
there's some interaction between the elders and the younger childs, correct?
Not
Absolutely.
a lot, but it's nice to we love seeing.
We
the
do have
children.
intergenerational programs. Over the years, we've done bingo games with the students, pairing them with seniors.
Easter
They
egg
just
hunt.
come in and we sit them with a senior, and they win little prizes, and it's just a nice day to have a child with a senior, and the seniors enjoy it, the
I'm
students
sure,
enjoy
I was
it.
going to say, it benefits both
And
of them.
so this year we just had an Easter egg hunt for the first time.
But she wanted it for seniors, let me tell you.
But I said, how about we pair them with the students from Little Red Schoolhouse? So we took one of the classrooms from Little Red Schoolhouse. Sarah is wonderful to work with, who owns the Little Red Schoolhouse. She's always, okay, let's do this, so. And we paired the students up with the senior, and they went around collecting, eggs and everything. We had prizes for them. We had refreshments. Before they did their Easter egg hunt, they watched Here Comes Peter Cottontail. And so it was just a nice day, I didn't get as many seniors involved as I wanted to. We had about 8, I think there was 8 or 10 seniors that were involved. We had 23 students. So, but I was happy. The day went very well, and everybody talked highly of it. So it's something that I'm going to look forward to doing every year, if possible. It's wonderful to have the students over there, because we can, even things like they'll be playing cards in the center, and they did their Easter parade out in the little basketball court. Yeah. And Sarah always says, "Can we walk through?" And the seniors love it. They come in with all their decorated hats and everything else, and it just brings life to, the seniors. They see the younger ones, and it's just like, it's amazing what it does. Can I go back real quickly to our transportation service? Because I don't want to miss that. Our transportation service is a very, very important part of what we do. We did have an answering service for many years, answering our phones. And in trying to cut budget and save money, I decided that we can take that on in the office. So anyway, we've done that, and it's been probably about a year now. And in saving $2,000 in our budget every year for not having to pay an answering service, it's also made us more busy in the office. So we have tons of phone calls every day for transportation. We bring to hairdressers, doctors, barber shops. We go to Walmart a couple times a month. We go to Stop and Shop every week. So, drugstores. So I feel that our transportation service is a real big thing, and it's utilized a lot, by the seniors who give up their license. Their families are busy during the day. They're working, so they don't have time to bring mom, dad, or grandma to the doctors. Even some of our seniors that still drive don't want to drive over the bridge, because that's like a whole new world to them. Once you go over that bridge, forget it.
So for some of the people that are watching, what are your hours of operation if they were deciding that they wanted to volunteer? And two, when you make these trips to Stop and Shop, is it with the elder, or is it, you're doing a shopping list for them and dropping it off at their house?
Every service that we provide is pretty much the senior being independent of their own, and the van is available. We pick you up at your home. We bring you back home. We allow a 3-bag limit, so we have enough room for everybody on the van. The driver will help with the bundles to the door. We don't go into people's homes. So they're basically on their own. We drop them off at Stop and Shop. We tell them we'll be back in an hour and a half, whatever time, the driver or the people feel that they need to shop. So the same thing with our van service. It's door to door. So we don't go into people's homes. We don't, go in, get them in their wheelchair or whatever. And so we ask people if they need some assistance, because once we get them to the doctors or wherever their destination is, we just drop them off and we're done until we go back and pick them up. So we ask people if you need assistance to bring an escort.
And that escort's allowed to go in the van with them?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So what you're doing is you're promoting their independence.
Absolutely.
And you want them, by providing these services, you're allowing them to remain in their homes.
Right.
To remain independent of care that they may not need, but just they see as an inconvenience.
Right.
Oh, and there's one thing that we didn't mention yet. Out of there's 30% of the Somerset population that is 60 and over.
So that brings up a good
So
point.
that's like at least it was a third like last year. I don't know if they died or moved, but it was even more. It was like 38%, like 2 years
And it will
ago.
rise. It will rise because December 2016, they're saying that there is going, because of the baby boomers, there's going to be more seniors 60 and over than there are youth 20 and under.
So that brings up a good point. How many seniors do you currently service? And two, you brought the almighty, ugly B word up, budget. You must have received some cuts over the years. With more funding, whether private or, public, what are some of the things that you could offer more than what you're already currently offering? I know you mentioned the other day that there are occasionally a senior that may, need some pantry items, or they may have had an incident where you supplement them with a gift card or whatever. What other things could you feel that outside of the recreational, but more of like that social
Right. We
transportation?
also, besides recreational, we have a lot of assistance programs. We fill out fuel applications for seniors. I fill out SNAP applications, which used to be the food stamp program. Now it's called SNAP. And I get more and more every year. Seniors are obviously on a fixed income. Taxes are going up in town. It just seems that there's more and more each year. So to help, so that they don't have to go over into the city, I do the applications in my office by appointment and, send them over and they go from there. So that's helpful to the senior also. But there are times, and Virgil speaking of something I mentioned to him the other day about something that I want to see in the future is an emergency fund. That is a big thing for me. And because I see so many needy seniors, and we had a woman that just was waiting on her food stamp benefit, and she still needed to give them some information, and she had no food. And she came to us and she was like, what am I going to do? And so Sue and I pooled together, and we went to Stop and Shop and got her gift cards and gave her $75 worth of gift cards. She was in tears. She cried. She was like, I can't believe you guys did this for me. It held her over till she got her food stamps. I don't have a fund that helps with that. I can't see somebody going without. And I see more and more of it. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? So it concerns me. And one of the things that, and I'll bring this up a little later on, is our butterfly release, which is a little fundraiser we're having, the Mahjong tournament in a couple weeks. We're going to make money from that. And that's what I want to do with that money. I want to earmark it for, this is for when somebody needs help. Around the holidays, Thanksgiving and Christmas, we asked our groups to bring in non-perishable food items. Now, we did supply to about 6 families food items. But I have some people that say, oh, I can't use this and I can't eat that and I can't. So to me, a gift card is much more valuable than them taking home a big box of food and they only take 2 or 3 things out of that they can use. So, that's a goal of mine, that I want to be able to help more people that are in dire straits. And I don't have the funding to do that. We don't have an emergency fund. Bristol Elder Services has an emergency fund of $300 per person if you try to tap into 3 other sources before, like you use them as a last resort. But their services would be like an unpaid electric bill or something that you have, or medications that you can't purchase that you really need. So you have to really prove to them, which, not that I'm saying I'm going to hand out money to anybody, but I know a lot of my seniors. I know what their incomes are, what their needs are. And for me to be able to go in my drawer and say, here's $25 gift card, for you, it would be simply amazing for me to do that.
Yeah. And again, it's to maintain their independence.
Exactly.
And it's a support, Right. Do you want to talk a little bit more about the how we can help you?
Okay. This
as a community.
I've been talking about it for a couple of years. The hospice program in Fairhaven does it, a live butterfly release. And I keep saying, wouldn't it be so beautiful to see a bunch of butterflies go up in the Pottersville field? I just think, it's what they do is they purchase a butterfly for $20 in memory of a loved one. And they all come to us in little envelopes, the butterflies. They ship overnight. They're in little envelopes. And we have a whole program set up. We have students from the middle school chorus coming to sing. We have speakers and stuff like that, and then music. And so when we release the butterflies in memory of a loved one, there'll be music playing. I just think it's going to be such a wonderful thing.
How can people find out? How can they become involved?
We do need volunteers. We need tons of volunteers because with this flyer, which is available at the Council on Aging, I do have it on our Facebook online. They just need to fill it out and send the donation for the butterfly to my office, or they can stop in at any time. We're there Monday through Friday from 9 to 3. And where was I? I lost my train of thought.
How they can become involved.
Right. So they can either become involved as a volunteer. We need people to check people in to make sure they receive their butterflies that they paid for. We're going to need people to help set up for refreshments. If there's any people out there, that want to donate for refreshments, for coffee, we need raffle baskets that we want to raffle off. If anybody wants to donate a basket with a theme, they're welcome to do that.
And this is going to take place when?
This is going to be on Saturday, June 25th at 11 a.m.
So the
So
good
there's
thing is we have a lot of
sufficient
time.
Yes.
We do.
So,
The
well-
deadline for butterflies, to purchase butterflies, is June 10th because we have to put our program together. We will have a program with everybody's name in it in memory of. So, like I said, I'm really excited about it. I'm hoping it's a big thing.
Now, are you gonna, when they come in, are we gonna do the thing about showing them what goes on? Remember
What do you
we
mean?
talked about
Oh
that?
yes, I am. Thank you. See, I had her. We are because I keep saying that people need to find out more about the Council on Aging and how important it is and what we do. We're actually doing an open house paired with this.
Oh, nice.
So what we're going to do is all of our event is going to take place out in the field, and then people will come in for refreshments. At the same time, we have a big 65-inch TV at the senior center that we're going to run. And just have things running that go on, pictures and videos of things that happen at the senior center, and any brochures or whatever that they
Marketing.
can take for exactly at the same
Marketing.
time. So
Great.
that's
Yeah, and we definitely will help you guys promote this with
Absolutely.
our Facebook page and our website. Try to get the word out through social media. I think it's a great program. How many butterflies have you sold so far, and how many are
so
looking?
far only about 10, but I've heard like hundreds of people saying,
Okay.
I want one, I want two, I want, and things like this, it's like it's not until June, so it's still a little early.
Start
So
small.
I'm hoping that we kind of get bombarded during May, because people think it's a wonderful thing, but nobody ever, it's just like, we do Foxwoods trips and things like that. We have
Newport
one coming up.
Playhouse.
They wait till
I love
last
that.
minute. You
Yeah,
know
we
what I
had
mean?
a great
Because
time.
they have plenty of time.
Right. I have to say we are going to Foxwoods on Monday, May 9th. We do have a full bus. I'm starting a waiting list. So
Right.
that's a wonderful thing.
great.
June 13th is our next Foxwood trip, and we're going to Newport Playhouse on July
That was
27th
fun.
to watch a whole lot of cheating going on. So that's a fun event too.
You have really structured this in the best way possible for citizens to stay active, to stay connected, to stay social, to stay involved, to stay informed. And
I wanna bring up-
Isn't that our goal, that we all age gracefully? We can't stop
Well-
aging. We can't stop aging, but we want to do it in a supported way.
And
it sounds like everything that
And
you're
we do
doing.
a lot of referrals, a lot of, even family members will come in, my mom needs this, my dad needs this, can you help us? And we have tons of referral sources, different agencies out there that can help with home care and, meal preparation and light housekeeping and things like that. So
And you guys are also like really connected with the Triad group and
Yep.
the fire department, right?
Correct.
You want to talk a little bit about that? I know you
Triad
have-
is a group that was formed, it's probably been about 10 years now. And it's the Sheriff's Department, the Council on Aging, and the police and fire combined to help seniors stay safe in their community. And we do a lot of presentations on senior, fraud, things like that. Any kind of information we can get out. We have the File of Life, the Are You OK program. We have the house numbers, which I'm sure many people have seen in front of the houses. That is not just for seniors. That's for anybody. There is a small fee for the house number.
The alarms, they came to my house. and
Yes, the fire
checked
department
out
does
the-
Somerset
They came
Cares.
and
Correct.
if you don't have enough alarms, they put them in for nothing.
Yep,
Now,
lighting,
That's
and
part
light
of the Somerset
bulbs.
Care
Yes.
program.
which is part of the Triad.
And it's
Correct.
also the other, not just the fire alarms, the
Carbon monoxide.
carbon monoxide one.
And any senior who has information, who needs information, can contact
Can
you
contact
at
me.
the
And that's what I
agency.
was
Yep.
going to say. If they don't read the papers and don't read the senior news, and if they don't watch cable, and if they don't, they can always call either either Tracy or Sue. She's always, no matter how busy she is, she's, oh, hello, this is the Somerset Senior Center, and she's always very pleasant.
Monday
You
through
can always
Friday, 9 to
call.
3.
9 to 3,
You
correct.
can
Nine to
always
three.
Yep.
call and ask about a program, ask if you want a special program, because she's always open
And
to new
Sheila had
things.
mentioned earlier, an age group of 55 and up.
Well, it's not supposed to be.
What is essentially the limit?
We consider seniors 60 and older. I never turn anybody away. We have tons of people that come from other communities. We have people that come from Bristol and Fairhaven and, Dighton and Swansea. So we're pretty much open to anybody. A senior's a senior, you know, and if they're there to socialize and take part in our activities, they're more than welcome there. I never turn anybody away. If you're 55, if you're 50, and you want to come to an event, you know, the more the merrier. That's how I feel. I never turn anybody away.
I want to thank you both for being here this afternoon and sharing the multitude of programming and the multitude of purposes and what we can do to help, and certainly anything we can do to help you to promote your program to benefit the seniors of our community. We want to thank you, and thank you for watching.